Hey, so in this video I show you how to make a potato sausage yourself. There are actually two variants of this sausage. One is more like a bratwurst, but I'm now doing the cooked version. For the meat we need pork belly, lean pork shoulder, and of course some boiled potatoes. Makes sense, potato sausage, we need some potatoes in it. And then I also have some fried up onions, fried up in a bit of butter. And then for the spices, salt of course, and then marjoram, black pepper, white pepper, garlic powder, mace, and yeah, that's it. I would say let's start. First, cut the meat into strips. Make sure they fit your meat grinder later on. And then the next step, if you use a sous vide cooker like I do, put your meat into a bag or a ziploc bag. Alternatively, you can also vacuum seal it and make sure that there is as little air as possible in the bag. Just press it down or put it under water and make sure all the air is out of the bag. If you use a sous vide cooker, then you can cook the meat at 76 degrees Celsius, which is around 168 degrees Fahrenheit for 70 to 80 minutes. If you don't have a sous vide cooker, that also works. Just cook it in a pot directly. Just make sure that you don't use too much water, and you need to weigh the meat before and afterwards. I will explain that later on. In the meantime, get the spices into a spice grinder and grind them into a fine powder. This will help later on when we mix it together with the sausage meat. Once your meat is cooked, make sure that you separate the meat pieces from the liquid. And this is now also the time where you weigh the meat if you don't use a vacuum bag or a Ziploc bag, and just write down the amount of water which got lost in the cooking process. For grinding, I'm using the medium perforated disc, and you can grind everything through it, and by everything I mean the meat and the potatoes. And once everything is ground up, you can add the spices to the minced meat and mix everything together, and also add the preserved cooking liquid. Then mix and make sure that it has a nice consistency. And then it's time to fill the sausages. You could also fill it into jars if you want to, and then preserve them by cooking them, or you can do it like me and use pork casings caliber 28-30 and get the mass into there. It might be a bit more complicated or harder than traditionally because the mass is a bit softer, but yeah, also works as you can see here. Then link your sausage, put it between your fingers and rotate it to or away from you, then skip one and repeat. The length is completely up to you. And now you can poach them in water at around 80 degrees Celsius, which is around 176 degrees Fahrenheit for about 30 minutes. And yeah, there you have it. You can then afterwards either fry it or consume the sausage cold. The left side here is fried up and the right side here is cooled down on a bread. Let's give it a taste test. Yeah, I mean, woo! That's a nice, I like it. It's so smooth because of the potato and also the spices. And then here on a bread, cooled down, also very nice. I can totally recommend to make it. As always, the full recipe is below the video. If you like that video, then please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. There are weekly sausage videos coming, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.